Good morning. I promised you a video, and it's a very busy point for us as educators as we're trying to retool and get ready for the fall semester, but I want to get this out to you. It'll be short. This paper is an important one. A few semesters ago in my classroom, non-traditional student, maybe in her 30s, told a story about a choice she made one Sunday afternoon with her husband. He really wanted ice cream, and so they went out for ice cream, and she didn't want to go. And they were in a devastating car wreck and lost a child. Sometimes decisions don't seem very important, and then they turn out to be later. When a dictator comes in power, one of the first things he does is to get rid of the playwrights and the poets. Because in theater and in poetry, they are art forms that allow you to create your own answers. Yes, there are things happening that we're interacting with, but it's not a documentary. And so when I asked this question regarding how do I make decisions versus how do playwrights make decisions, a lot of students want to tell me, well, one is real and one is not. I'm giving you two shows this week, A Doll's House and Our Town, that are iconic, and they involve very, very difficult choices. In A Doll's House, Nora's going to make a choice that she doesn't even really have in her power. It's going to be a choice to choose herself, but she will probably live the rest of her life in poverty or at the point where she'll have to depend on her family because women are simply not allowed that opportunity in late 19th century living. And Our Town, where Emily dies and decides to go back and view it, and then it's really hard, view her life and her people. So don't tell me one's real, one's not. You're going to have to dig further than that. You have to dig into how a playwright gets his or her material. Mostly, I think they will tell you that it comes to them whole. We tend to think of it as they're sitting back, scratching their beard and writing. I think that's probably not how it happens. Look at that. And then for those of you who are 18, 19, 20 years old, I think it's awfully important to consider how do I indeed make decisions. You have already made some big ones. I had a doctor friend of mine in his 50s say to me one time, how arrogant was I at 18 years old to commit me to this life? Because he felt like he was too far in and he didn't want it anymore. He felt like he was filling out paperwork, not really taking care of people. Your final paper, which has been there since the beginning, is due next week. That is the final. Because theaters are not moving, I gave you a list of things, a list of shows you could watch. One of those is Hamilton. Hamilton's very similar to Our Town in that Hamilton basically doesn't have a set. Now, it's not bare like Our Town is, but it's similar because they're focused on other things, so it's interesting. Tell me about costumes, tell me about vocals, tell me about technology, tell me about set, tell me about costume, tell me about what'd you think. I want to know every aspect of that. And so that's where we're at. I hope that we have instilled a greater interest in you for theater. I hope that in a year or so, theater will be able to return to somewhat normalcy after a vaccine is put out on the market. I'm hopeful, and I miss the thing I do every day. I hope you're having a great day, and take some time on this paper. 2 pages. First page, how do you make decisions? Second page, compare that with how the playwright does. Okay, have a good day.